Hi everyone, Joule Adara here. Happy Winter Solstice 2016. For the past 3 years, I have offered a free Winter Solstice webinar, and we just finished it for this evening. You can find a link to the entire recording, it's about an hour, 20 minutes or so, in the details below this video. Every year, I have a different special guest of honor for my Winter Solstice webinar, and this year it was Joshua Goldman, who is the son of famed author Jonathan Goldman. Jonathan Goldman is the well-known author of Healing Sounds, amongst other books. And Joshua Goldman recently, in this past year, published his own book, which is Sound Healing for Beginners, written together with his colleague Alex Sims. So here is Joshua, who will lead you through a sound and breath exercise that was especially chosen for the solstice.
Hey, Joshua.
Hey, Joule, good to see you.
Happy winter solstice.
Happy winter solstice and greetings from the Rocky Mountains of Colorado. The solstice is a good time to remember that we're connected not just to ourselves and the people around us, but that the whole world has this great deep connection in that, well, it's the winter solstice here in the northern hemispheres. It is the summer solstice in the southern hemispheres. So we have this connection where we have the longest night and they have the longest day, which are two sides of the same coin. So it's this interesting polarity shift between the energies of the world simultaneously occurring. And that just reminds me of how interconnected we really are.
So, Joshua, you have an exercise you're going to lead us through
I
tonight.
do. I do. And, of course, celebrating the winter solstice is an ancient tradition. And this exercise we're going to be doing is an ancient exercise that has been performed by mystics for thousands of years. And by performing it ourselves, we are honoring that and tapping into that. And that's a great way, in a very real, palpable sense, to connect with our history on this planet. So that I wanted to lead us all in together is known as the Soham exercise or the Hamsa exercise, depending on where you're from and which way you're doing it. We're actually going to do it both ways. And we'll feel that polarity shift as we change between the different directions. And it's also an exercise that works with the breath, which I think is excellent for this winter solstice time of great internal reflection, because monitoring our breath and riding on it and really paying close attention to it is very related to deep thought and going within. So the exercise, the Soham exercise, will be performed like this. We will take a deep breath in together, release with a sigh, and then we will begin to gently articulate sound onto our breath. For the in-breath, we will make a so, and on the out-breath, we'll go just gently articulating that sound, focusing on the sound on the breath, in and out. So on the in, hum on the out. We'll do that together for about 16 breaths. So taking a deep breath in. How do you feel now that you've done this so hum breath? So hum. So on the in-breath, hum. On the out-breath. Take a moment, feel your energies, feel where you're at from that. And then what we're going to do, much like the polarity shift between the winter and the summer solstice, we are going to now shift the polarity of the chant, of the mantra, this ancient Sanskrit chant that we're doing, to hum on the in-breath and then so on the out-breath. So we'll be switching the polarity here. And something to pay attention to as we do this is how this slight change in articulation, this slight change in sound might lead to a different feeling, sort of energy moving through you. So if you'll all join me in taking a deep breath in, releasing with a sigh, then taking breaths in with the hum and releasing with the so. So now sit with that for a moment and see how it feels different than that original so hum that we were participating in. Now we did the Hamsa, and it felt very different for me. For instance, for me, the Hamsa feels much more energizing, and sort of I feel I would do that before something where I needed to build up a lot of sort of strong energy, as it were, as opposed to the Soham, which was much more going internal and did fit that energy of the winter solstice. I became very reflective and felt myself coming inward. And the other one, I felt myself going outward. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to happen with you. So that's one of the great interesting things about working with sound. We can find out how sound personally affects us. So I hope that this exercise has been enjoyable, I trust. And I wish you a happy winter solstice and a happy summer solstice, depending on where you are on this wonderful planet that we call home.